morning, and welcome to At Home Learning with Miss W. Today's book is Yertle the Turtle. This book was written by Dr. Seuss. Now, what is the name of the person who reads the book? You're right. The person who reads the book, or not reads the book, writes the words. What's the person who writes the words? What is their job? You're right. They're called the author. I'm not going to. Now, while we're reading this book, I want you to try to think about what the important lesson is that the turtles learn. Now, Yertle is right here, and Yertle is the head turtle. He's in charge, but we're going to see that he's not the best leader. On the faraway island of Salamasand, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat, the water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy. Quite happy, indeed. They look happy, don't they? See, they have smiling faces and happy eyes. Everything looks great. Uh-oh, look at Yertle's face. It's different now. Now how does he look? They were until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. I'm ruler, said Yertle, of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher, he said with a frown. If I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king! I'd be ruler of all I could see. So what's Yertle angry about? What's Yertle's problem? Yes, Yertle is upset that he can't see far away because he thinks his throne is too small and he wants to make it bigger. If you wanted a bigger throne, what could you use to make your chair or your throne bigger? Would you pile up a bunch of blocks to make it bigger? Would you use more rocks? What do you think Yertle's going to do to make his throne bigger? So, Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. What do you think the word command means? Well, let's see how it was used in the story. So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. So a command is something that you give someone. So he gave these turtles something. He gave them something to do, right? He said, you have to line up in a stack. So a command is an order or something that someone tells you to do. Oh, mine, Yertle cried. Oh, the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house, and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle. Oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. I wonder what the word marvelous means. Let's look at the clue for pictures again. Look at his face. That's Yertle. He looks so happy up there. So, marvelous must be a good thing, right? It must be a thing that made him happy. So, marvelous, I'll help you out. What do you think Heart Marvelous means? Go ahead. Marvelous means wonderful, fantastic, great, good, amazing. So, Yertle is feeling pretty good about himself right now. But what about those other turtles? Look at their faces. How do they look? It must be uncomfortable standing in a stack, right? All piled up one on top of the other. And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king, and he looked down the stack, and he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne, and this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle, I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, your majesty, please?" "Silence! We'll look at Yertle's face. How do you think he feels now?" How dare Mac talk back to him? "The king of the turtles," barked back. "I'm king, and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow, and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat. But that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles. I want 'bout 200. Oh no, these poor turtles. "Turtles, more turtles!" he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins, and all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees, I'm king of the birds, and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the Turtle. Oh, marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." Well, Yertle's feeling really good, really proud of himself, and he keeps talking about himself, but he's not thinking at all about all these other turtles who, I don't know if you've noticed, but they don't look like they're having a very good time. That's not very fair, is it? That one person should have a good time and then everyone else should be sad. If you were Mac, what would you do now? Way on the bottom here, if you were Mac, what would you do? Then again, from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. "Your Majesty, please! I don't like to complain, but down here below we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving," groaned Mac. I think Mac is right. It's not fair. One turtle shouldn't be on the top the whole time while everyone else is hurting. "You hush up your mouth," howled the mighty King Yertle. "You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me." Now, is that how you talk to your friends? Is that how we talk to people in the classroom? No, of course not. We have to use nice voices and say kind things And Yertle's not being very kind at all, is he? I think Yertle's about to learn a lesson about being nice. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise up over his head in the darkening skies. "What's that?" snorted Yertle. "Say, what is that thing?" "What is that thing?" What is Yertle looking at? It's way up in the sky and it's bigger than all of us. "What's that?" snorted Yertle. "Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll call some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had. And that plain little lad got a little bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. And Yertle the Turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of a house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle the Turtle, the king of all Salamasand, fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. Look how happy they all look now. I bet it's a lot easier without Yertle on their back. And today, the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. So, what lesson did you learn? Look, he was so happy, and he was doing so great, but he wasn't very nice, was he? And now look at him in the mud. And they weren't very happy, were they, when they were his throne? But now they're free and happy. So Yertle should have been much nicer, right? He should have been a nicer king, and maybe he might still be king today. And Mac, who was that plain little turtle, and all he did was burp, made a big difference in everyone's lives. He made it so that they were all free. So it doesn't matter how small and how plain you are. A simple act, a simple thing, as simple as burping, could change everything and make it all better for everyone involved. So I think the lesson that we could take from this is that when we're at home with our families, even if we're small, and even if we think we can't make a big difference, even the smallest little act, maybe saying thank you, or helping mommy clean up, or helping set the table, will make a big difference in your home. And I know that you'd love to make a big difference in your home and make your family happier because you're great kids. So have a great time off with your parents, and I don't know, maybe I'll keep making videos, but I don't think I'm very good at this. Love you guys.